Oh, what the? Rib shattered, scary skull fractures, and full-blown infernos. Today, we're reacting to some of the most insane, bone-breaking crashes and medical scenes in F1 history. Let's dive right in. Oh!
You are flying and you are bouncing around and you see the sky, then you see the ground.
You can see attached to his helmet, you have this device called the Hans. The whole point of that is to reduce the whiplash when you get into an accident, reducing injuries to your neck, as well as like other fractures like a basilar skull fracture.
Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out and I said I go out quickly. And my mom will watch TV, so I want to be out quite quickly.
Look at him, he's doing okay.
But it was quite a big one.
He's walking away from the accident, which is amazing, but it has been noted that there was a collapsed lung here and possible rib fractures. You can have a collapsed lung from blunt trauma to the chest. Most of the time, when you have a traumatic injury to the chest wall, a small fracture might happen. Thus, that fracture of the rib causes a small puncture into the lung. Oh! Oh my gosh. Thank gosh you don't see like a big explosion or anything like that. You just hear the noise of how fast these vehicles are going, what, 140 miles an hour? And then you're going to a stop. Your brain can potentially slosh around because your brain is surrounded by cerebral spinal fluid. There's something called a coup counter coup movement where your brain kind of slides forward and backwards and causing bruising and injuries to the brain. Oh, they need help. Got it. Uh-oh. This individual ended up getting a concussion, also had memory loss. Where am I? When we see people that come in with bad traumatic injuries to their head, they have memory loss or they keep repeating themselves. In the business, it's called transient global amnesia. Transient meaning it will go away. Global just meaning overall amnesia, can't remember things.
Luciano Berti gets too close to Irvine with the worst possible result.
Oh, that was a fast accident.
Irvine emerged unscathed and helped the marshals in the desperate scramble to get medical aid to the Brazilian.
This individual ended up with multiple facial fractures, concussion, and even a coma for a short period of time is what's been documented. How do you get facial fractures when you're wearing that helmet? Well, the helmet's not perfect. You still can break that helmet, cause compressive forces. Even the helmet can compress into the face.
Sensibly, the race is stopped while Berti is transferred to a local hospital.
You always worry about facial fractures, a Lafort fracture, that's a mid-face fracture. You also worry about somebody's airway because they maybe can't maintain it because blood's just all over the place, or it's a very unstable mid-face. Oh, what the? Oh, he's getting jarred around. You see how the head is just jarring back and forth? Head movements and things like that increase the risk of concussions. But when you're stiff in a car accident, that's kind of when a lot of bad things happen. When you're relaxed, doesn't have to fight against like your muscles and your stiffness, thus reducing the likelihood of bad injuries. Oh my gosh, look how the vehicle just like disintegrates, pieces everywhere. Airborne. Why'd the car go so airborne? Ah. This individual came out with a concussion and a sprained ankle, probably trying to brace or stop, pressing on the pedal or trying to brace the body. Ankle might have rolled. Most of the time when we have an ankle sprain, it's a lateral aspect where the ankle turns in because there's multiple ligaments on that side.
Daniel Kvyat there, as you can see.
That's extraordinary.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. Just the car.
It's gone through the barrier, you see. The car's gone through the barrier.
Car immediately in flames. Now you're worried about the blunt trauma forces as well as the burns.
Ooh, burn!
I believe he was stuck in the car for almost 30 seconds. Second-degree burns to the hands as well as some broken ribs. Second-degree burns have two different categories, superficial versus deep.
Sort of used as a wrench, as it were, to literally rip the car in half.
Wow, there's Romain Grosjean.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I see patients who come in, they can have tons of fractures to the ribs and can't expand their chest wall. It hurts like heck, and pain management and exercises to continue to take deep breaths so you don't get pneumonia.
He went hurtling into the path of the errant spring
Oh,
and into the tyre wall.
oh. It's like a missile. The impact was so bad into his helmet that it literally caused a skull fracture and brain trauma, and actually required emergency neurosurgical intervention. With skull fractures, sometimes you fix them, sometimes you leave them as is. This individual required plating.
The spring hit his helmet just above his left eye, and the car just went straight on.
Be careful, always wear your eye protection, not just from flying springs when you're driving, but safety glasses when, say, you're doing yard work, or when I'm at work and I'm doing a procedure. More common things that we see in ER when it comes to eye injuries are people welding or little pieces of metal that get in people's eyes. Oh! What the? This person ended up, actually, I think died like many months later because of something called a diffuse axonal injury, subset of traumatic brain injury, where you're basically having a massive acceleration, deceleration injury to where you're literally ripping your axons.
How much do you recollect of?
Did you see the head just flying around? This is 1995. They don't have the Hans, the head and neck support stabilization, so we're just free flying here.
I mean, they saved your life with a tracheotomy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they had to perform an emergent field tracheotomy. We call it a crike nowadays, but basically meaning they put a tube in his neck. Then you have the cervical precautions that you need to do because of the head injury and the trauma that he took. So you have to make sure you're not moving around the neck so much to make the potential cervical fracture even worse. Such a cool sound, right? The engines. If watching these cars flip at high speeds has your heart racing a bit, you might need a little occasional stress support, like Chillax, a doctor-formulated support supplement to help you find calm vibes. You can find Chillax at lifehappens.com or on Amazon. Oh. Oh no! Get out! Get out! That fire is engulfing the air around him, so taking away the oxygen, you increase the risk of inhaling the flames into your own airway. Interesting fact about that specific track, years later there was another fatal injury, and so they had to reassess that turn on that track. Holy cow, flew into that side. Oh my gosh. This driver ended up getting a broken nose and had issues with airway as well. A broken nose typically is not fixed at the hospital unless it's like way off. The majority of the time they're so swollen that you can't see how off they are. Most of the time they heal well. Wow. Oh. And landing upside down, like that's the worst part.
Upside down.
This individual ended up being unconscious in the airway, being occluded by large tongue. Typical protocols is a jaw thrust remover. Take the helmet off, assess somebody's airway, see if they're breathing on their own, and then trying to get the tongue out of the way. Do a jaw thrust maneuver. So you're taking your fingers behind the ramus here, the angle of the mandible, and you're pulling it forward. Wow, F1 racing, really intense injuries, but it's also a really fun, popular sport that people have gotten into, and even my friends have gotten into. So if you guys like this, let me know in the comments. And if you guys want to see more injuries from F1 or any other sport, let me know in the comments. And make sure that you check out this playlist right here. Binge watch everything. Make sure you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.